Hello, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of Easy Meals and Drinks Review. This is your host, Phil. We do have an exciting episode indeed because this is Korean series, and we're doing Galbi, Galbi. Basically, it's like the Cadillac of Korean food. You know, it's like this is the quintessential what people normally mean, especially Americans, when they mean Korean barbecue, right? It's the Korean style marinated short ribs. This in particular is LA style Galbi. So since we're in America right now, it's perfect. It is an appropriate style because this is not necessarily Korean in terms of the way it's cut. So it's the same thing, but I do believe that this type right here of short rib, when it's presented this way in an LA Galbi style, it's basically, I think it probably originated in LA, Los Angeles area in California, probably by immigrants, and they probably started cutting short ribs this way, whereas in Korea it wasn't necessarily so because it actually involves modern equipment of some sort, right? Some sort of somewhat modern equipment to be able to slice it and stuff like that. So I think this is more of a modern technique that was probably developed in LA. I have to double check. I didn't even really double check, but that's my best guess because otherwise, why would it be called LA? And they have a very, very big Korean community there in Los Angeles. They have K-Town. And the last time I had a serious Korean barbecue or serious Korean food was less than a year ago in LA, Los Angeles, in California when I was visiting my sister at the time. But anyway, we have another item, major item. I wanted to get like one main dish, and then another really nice complementary dish or soup. It also depending on how I feel like it's gonna complement each other and how I'm feeling and what I'm feel like eating and etc. Right? So this would be one of the higher end in terms of like the price wise when you're getting Korean food. This, like I said, this is like what pretty much everybody wants when or majority of the people want when you're celebrating or when you want to go for like a really substantial Korean meal that involves meat. So this is one of the major ones, but this, if you had to pick one, that's the most famous, most highly regarded, the usually the priciest or the one of the priciest items on the menu, but also what people want the most is the beef galbi. And there's a couple of different ways of serving it. There's 통갈비. I think it's like instead of cutting it this way, it's like the short rib is more intact, and then it would be like a kind of a delicate strip of marinated meat that's like rolled around it, and then you can kind of unroll it, and then if you want it to be fancy, in some of the proper quote unquote restaurants, they will like roll it, marinate it, but not cooked it, and they'll roll it out, and then like they'll like cut it, and so there'll be that area where it's mostly the bones with a little bit of a membrane around it and a little bit of meat around it, and then the cut part, which is very, very tender. So that's 통갈비, but this is more the LA galbi. The 통갈비 is more also traditional Korean as well, but this is the LA galbi style, which is perfect because we're in America. But we're not in LA though. I'm in Jacksonville, but anyway, but you get the point. So this is in America. Normally, this is what you get, which is the LA style. All right, LA style galbi, Galbi. All right, and this is kimchi stew, or kimchi soup, somebody would say, but then they classify it as stew. Kimchi jjigae. Okay, so I see some tofu in there and some pork, which is very traditional and typical. So I'll be eating that along with my rice right here, and I ordered the 콩나물, which is the like the Korean soybean sprout, kind of a salad looking kind of a side dish, but I guess they ran out, so it appears that they replaced it with the kimchi, which is okay, which is fine, and potato as the side dish. Oh, no, yeah, it looks like a potato. I might have ordered a fish cake, but either way, yeah. But these are both pretty good side dishes, so I'm not unhappy that it got these because I like both also. And these are some of the stuff I ordered also. And so let's go and try the kalbi. I'm gonna eat this with you guys, so you guys can, kind of hear and see the sounds and my feedback of how it tastes and what the texture is like, and what I think about the dish, and etc. etc. Okay. I've been eating Korean barbecue for a long time, but I've never really taken it out this way. So I'm kind of showing you guys how I'm starting to do it more. This was actually delivered. This is the same restaurant that I did the last one in Korean. I wanted to do some other restaurants around as well, but they make it so easy because, not only do they have a great menu items and pretty authentic, they have a deal with, they have a hookup with, or they're part of that network, right? The Uber One or whatever. And that makes it so much easier for me. So, like I said, I'll be coming back to this restaurant probably more, almost certain of that, because there's so many items that I want to try there and I want to share with you guys. But there's definitely other Korean spots that I want to mix in between, but I'm gonna have to just do a little bit of work. Probably most of them seems to be, majority of them seems to be the case where I have to do at least a pickup myself, and that and some of them are a little bit further away, so sometimes it makes sense that when I'm out and about, or on the days that I work, in another part of town, it makes sense to pick it up like after work and stuff like that. So I'll be exploring more, so stay tuned on that, because Korean is not going anywhere for a while, because Korean food is my favorite other than Japanese, and because I'm Korean, and I grew up eating it, and also because Korean cuisine is so deeply impressive. If you really get to know it, and if you don't mind the pungent flavors and things like that, certain things, it's incredibly satisfying. Because I have just a more than average experience of that, because of my upbringing, and there's the culture that I grew up in, and my race and ethnicity, and just my interest in food, and as sort of kind of a foodie, I can describe to you. So I just wanted to really share my experience with you, and this is really for you guys today, because I started a vlog and I was like, what is one dish that I really want to display that's like that everybody likes, most people like? And I said the kalbi, and it's usually the highest price item. Also, this was $30, which is like pretty reasonable, but it was one of the most highest price item there for one person or one serving. It's usually that way. It's usually the most expensive, or one of the most expensive, right? But $30 I think still very reasonable, especially with the inflated prices, and it should come with the rice. And I have another portion right here, because this was another order, right? The kimchi soup, the stew, that's another kind of a proper order for soup, so that comes with rice as well, and that's proper. And I appreciate that they included both, because it's supposed to be that way, because one should go with kalbi and one should go with the soup. If this was like, sometimes it's like a very small portion comes in as a complimentary, but this is a menu item that I order, so yeah, it should have its own rice. Anyway, and this is the potato side dish, and this is a regular kimchi. All right, so, but I'm gonna eat this first, and I'm gonna probably use my hands, because when you eat the kalbi, and don't be afraid of it, like, I mean, wash your hands. My hands are pretty clean, and usually, because there's a grip right here, right? So, and this is like a grip, and it becomes like a nice little handle, right? And then you can kind of do a first round off of this, and you can get a chunk. Sometimes, but then there's meat around it. But if you want to like take them off the bone, definitely don't like give it to your dog with the bone on or anything like that. But if you want to just kind of pick it off for yourself, or for your companions, safely do so. Then you want to like kind of extract all the membranes around the bone, so you can get it completely off the bone, so you can just feed yourself or your loved ones just the meat. And then you don't mind the membrane, because they're really tasty too, but then sometimes it's not worth it. So I'm just saying, some people just don't even bother with it, and then they just kind of take a chunk off, and then just whatever's left they just throw it in the garbage can. It's very American, stereotypical. It's fine, obviously, but it's like, because this is kind of a high value item, it's a very high value item, and also because it's actually edible. It's not that tough. I mean, it's because really kind of thin around here, so it's mostly meat. So I usually just pick it off and eat it, or I'll just like pick it off and just some chunks of it completely off, and then I might kind of put it in a formula for my canine companion or something, or or just just eat it myself, right? So anyway, so let's go with the tasting of this. Oh, it's so good. Oh my God. And the kimchi. I'm glad they include that now. Because the kimchi right here, I didn't pick it consciously to get a actual kimchi because this is the live version with the probiotics and all that. It's refrigerated. But right here, although it's killed, everything's there, no longer probiotic, but it is made of real kimchi, right? So, but they are different. They taste different. See? How that's not the same color as that, and it's cooked, right? It's different. So it's, it's nice blog, for you guys to see the difference. You hear the difference as well? Definitely tastes different. This is fresh. This is almost like a salad. Just a fermented vegetable. It's not cooked. And this one. See how I kind of got the stuff around it just by. Sometimes you can just get it off of it with your mouth. This one's pretty easy. Potato. And I got a really good deal on Uber One because I signed up. They gave me like 50% off of it, like $15 off, like the first 3 times or something like that. So I'm like really utilizing that. They're super easy and cheaper, and I just really wanted to do this one because and also kind of sort of unrelated, but yeah, my retirement portfolio got a nice jolt. So, and there's some nice little personal wins because I mean, despite the struggles, at least my retirement portfolio is very well. So there's certain things to celebrate about in the markets and stuff like that, certain milestones and certain aspects of investing. I just wanted to celebrate also, so I just wanted to also treat myself for all the hard work and the risk that I've taken. So it's got some way to go, but anyway, so today's and it's also the weekend, just a very beautiful weekend and with great food, and just wanted to celebrate and sort of acknowledge the hard work that got in and all the mental fortitude that it took and the emotional strength that it took to withstand some of the pressures that I had to go through. All right, and if you're a trader, if you're an investor, if you're an experienced investor, you know what I'm talking about, especially if you invest in certain areas. They're higher risk, okay? And equity is included though. Anyway, so let's go ahead and finish this rice. It's a little bit of a special rice, like, because it's not completely white, right? That's another interesting thing. It's delicious. See? It's right here. Yeah. Throw this away. Yeah. Animals can't eat that. It's not cooked bones at all. Anyway, and yeah, that's done. But things like this, you don't need to hold it if you know how to use chopsticks. Oh God, you guys, Galbi, Galbi. You Google it for a place near you. If you live in a major city, usually you can find a Korean restaurant, at least Korean barbecue, because it's the #1 thing. If you want Korean barbecue, go for Galbi first. Usually, if you go to a restaurant, it's a lot more social environment. A lot of times you can cook in front of you, or sometimes there'll be like an attendant that's actually cooking in front of you for you the entire time and kind of serving you to your place. They do that, and then They take care of all the lights and all that stuff, like all the fire and all that, but that's fine too. But if you want to do it quiet like this one, you can just order it out. You don't have to do any of the cooking like I did today. We both know now it can just be taken out, right? Or delivered sometimes even. Other restaurants, they haven't really caught on to this whole delivery thing yet, so I'm gonna have to pick it up, but that's fine, right? I don't want to be too greedy here, but this place, you know, Gangnam Restaurant in Jacksonville, on point. Thank you. Making it very easy. That's why you deserve so much spot on my reviews. Very good food. Let me go ahead and have some Sprite, like a 7.5 ounce Sprite here. I don't want to show the logo too much. But here you go. It's delicious. And check this out. All right. Let's move this a little bit since you've seen it now. Look at the. So this is kimchi that's cooked, right? And there's pieces of pork, okay? That's the traditional way. And you're always going to eat it with rice, okay? 95% of the Korean food main dishes, they're designed to eat with rice, all right? Not with bread. Because bread is not really Korean. There's nothing against bread, but usually, so that's what I'm saying, like, or something like carb. If you don't have rice, I think bread will be good. It's just not designed for that. But what I mean is, like, you can't just eat the main dish, even mild ones like this one. You can't really eat it without the rice because it's designed to eat with rice. Especially something more spicier or stronger taste like this one is definitely designed to eat with the rice. Okay, just FYI. So don't forget about that. Especially kimchi. Kimchi is a side dish, first of all. And some people will be like, oh, that's too strong or that's crazy tasting, whatever. But that's because it's not designed to eat it by yourself, especially this one because it's so strong. You have to have rice with it. Or eat it and then have rice afterwards or right before, right? Or together, right? And don't need a side dish. You usually need something more substantial like that. Kind of in tandem, right? Or together, right? Like, but we do. We have Galbi, the best, right? This is the Cadillac of Korean food, all right? Korean barbecue. Yummy. Short rib. There's bulgogi also. That'll be like my number 2. Or just as popular as Galbi. But usually Galbi is like the king, essentially, when it comes to barbecue. So, all right. So let's see. Let's try this one. That was a big one. Some fresh kimchi. Excellent. Korean potato side dish. And kimchi jjigae. Kimchi stew, aka with cooked kimchi in there with some base with usually with like anchovy kelp / kelp type of base usually, or at least it will have this pork. It makes the base like really nice, right? And then the tartness of the kimchi cooked in is just very deep, very traditional, just amazing, right? So usually, even more typically, with the Galbi, you would probably do the doenjang jjigae, the soybean paste one, but then check out my other one. Because I just did that, I just wanted to kind of switch it up and use this one. Just as popular as doenjang jjigae, almost as popular as doenjang jjigae. But they're both essentially at the same level when it comes to the civility of it, like how popular it is and how prevalent it is with everybody from all levels of society, how often it shows up in Korean kitchen, Korean kitchen, and especially on the table. Usually, people cook it. Females normally would cook it around the house, or male, but traditionally females, right? So, grandma, mom, whatever, sister, whatever, right? Normally. Or if it's a guy that lives by himself, or sometimes, guys will cook it. But anyway, kimchi stew, kimchi jjigae. Okay. Just check the spelling downstairs or on the description or the title, because it's a little bit tricky. Okay, and there's a couple of different ways of spelling it normally. So good. Gangnam Restaurant did it again. Thank you. And thank you for watching. Korean barbecue, thumbs up.